I shared the screen. Please confirm you are able to see my screen and also voice is audible. We are on the JavaScript. We are going through JavaScript, some basics now, so that we can kickstart our Angular and other stuff. I'm just going back to Visual Studio Code Editor. That is where we seen yesterday. So we started with variables. We moved on to some number assignments, variable assignments with constant, let, and var. And then we have assigned with the constant means we've seen that we cannot reassign the value with new value. And then we have gone through some numbers, operators with plus equal to operator, plus plus operator. Same applicable for minus equal to as well. Minus equal to means it is there is one more concept called equal to plus. One is plus equals, another is equal to plus. So what this means, I'll try to give you that update when I get into functions. I'll try to give you that update. Concatenation, split, right? Substring is also there. Substring we'll see as we go. And conditional statements, for loop, while condition. These are all some of the things that we have seen yesterday. I'll just take one more script today, JavaScript 2. I'll just start here my today's session. So today we are going to see functions. Try to see functions. When I say functions, is also people may call it as methods. When it is within the class, it is called methods. It's outside the class, it is called functions. So functions are there. Second, we'll try to see return, that is functions with return value, functions without return value, and all those we'll see. Another important concept we are going to introduce today is asynchronous or synchronous. This is the most important concept when it comes to the Node.js, where compared to the conventional program like C# or Java or anything, all those are by default is a synchronous program, whereas Node is a asynchronous program. What is synchronous? What is asynchronous? I'll explain it as I go further. So that is asynchronous. But effectively, where you see that asynchronous, you may not see it here. Whenever you try to access database or any third-party connector or file system objects, then only you will really understand what is asynchronous and synchronous. But I'll try to give you the concept behind it. Later, we'll touch upon as we go into the file systems or a database connectivity. So this is functions, asynchronous. Then ES6, some of the most important events. So most important events that we'll see, there are a lot, but we'll see some of the most used and most important things that we'll see over here. So this is where we start with. Apart from that, we'll have the switch case as well. That is another conditional statement, if then else, if, else if, else. Same way you have a switch case default. So that is also there. So we'll try to cover that. To start with, we may cover with switch case. Usually it is termed as switch case only. So the /*/ is nothing but your so-called commented lines. So today is 8 February 2023. Okay. So to start with, let us go with switch case. Before I go with switch case, let us just introduce functions. In this function, we also know how that variables are blocked, how it is global, or those side also we'll try to see. Now let, I'm just declaring a variable. number equal to 0, then function, I am calling a function. When I say function, it is nothing but you are dividing your, see, you cannot keep writing the code from start to the end. There should be some way of legibility one, and sometimes you want to reuse that function again and again with multiple things. So if you want to reuse, you can use a function for reusing that candidate. You can create a function. So it acts as a reusable candidate. Reusable means multiple people wanted to use this, but you don't want to program it in each of the place. You don't want to program that. So in that way. So for time being, I'm just creating a simple function, say multiply. So multiply, I need what type of multiplication? It is 2 numbers, 3 numbers, or is it factorial? Right? Factorial is also kind of a multiplication. So factorial, all that you can decide. Now I assume that I have two numbers, number 1, comma number 2. Two numbers I multiply and return the value. So return number 1 into number 2. So its job is, you whenever you want to multiply, you pass the two numbers, it will multiply and give you the result. So that's the job of this multiplication. So wherever you want to do a multiplication, you pass two numbers, it will multiply and return the value. So in this, I assign that value number equal to number 1 into number 2, and I am returning now number. So number equal to number 1 into number 2. Please note, I am not declaring the number here because the number is already declared on above. Okay. Inside this, I'll just do one more thing. Let n1 equal to number. Console log n1. n1 comma number. I do inside the function. Outside the function also, I give console log n1 num. Let us see what happens. Okay. So I want to now call the function. Without calling the function, I don't want to execute this. So call the function multiply number 1 100, number 2 100. I just call the function number 1 100, number 2 100. I am returning the value. So returning the value, then I can say let new number equals multiply of 100 by 100. I'll just put print new number. One is I'm calling the function. The function 1, it assigns internally n1. I made a console log. I'll say inside the function just for differentiating. Inside function n1 comma n number num. Right? Num is nothing but number 1 and number 2. n1 is nothing but number plus 10. Just number plus 10, and I'm putting at 17 n1. Please note, this n1 I have not declared globally. This is called global. This is global, whereas this is block within the function. I mean, n1 is being called. So n1 is assigned. Outside the function, this n1 will not be available. So this n1 will give an error now, because this is declared inside. Outside he doesn't know there is an n1. Okay, so function simple, just write function, simple English, there is no change here. Multiply number parameter, this is a parameter, we call it as parameter. Number 2 is a parameter, number 1 is a parameter, and assigning to the global variable the multiplication of number n1 into n2. I've assigned it to the global variable, and I created one internal variable n1, which is nothing but num plus 10, right? Number plus 10. Then console log within inside the function n1 and nnum I printed. Then returning the num. Since it is returning, this function is returning the value, I assigned that function to this new number. So I assigned this function to this new number because this multiplying is returning the value. That returned value, I'm capturing it at new number, and then I'm printing now number 1 and new number. Separately I print the number 1 because it is going to give a error, so I keep it as a separate entity so that the error doesn't affect our up to line number 17. There is no error. Line number 18 is going to be an error because n1 is not available as a global variable, right? Please note here, JavaScript 1 is independent, JavaScript 2 is independent. Both doesn't have any reference at all. Both are independent. I save it, I execute it. Execute with what? I execute with Node.js. I execute with Node.js. JavaScript 2 is executing now. n1, you can see n1 is not defined, right? Function, inside the function, n1 is printed. N1 is nothing but number plus 10, and num is printed, num1 into num2, that is 100 into 100, that is 10,000. And outside the function, that is line number 17, number, new number, because new number is returned the value, 17 is with thing, so I'll just say here one more plus 100. I'll comment this line for time. We have seen that is error because n1 is not defined. Because n1 we don't have it. I'll just put here let n1 equal to 100. Let us see what happens. Right? Save it, execute it. I have given as a global variable 1000. You can see here inside the function n1 is actually because it is internal. So this n1 is no confusion between this n1 and this n1. There is no confusion for system. So this n1 is a local which is printed as 1000, 10,010. This returned value is 10,100. That is what I printed at line number 18. New number is 10,100. Number is outside global variable. I assigned it inside the function with a new value, and that new value is carried forward outside the function as well. Right? Outside the function, the number is this. If I just put one more console log here, remove this number from here. I'll say before function call number, right? Before functional call number, I'm just one more console log I've added. Before I call this multiply, what should be the value of the number? It should be 0, right? After multiplication, the number has become 10,000. You can see that also now. Before call, number is 0 because it's a global variable. Global, it is assigned. Inside the function 10,010 and 10,000, that is n1 and n. Outside the function, you can see the sequence of event that is happening. So first is the function has got registered. I can give the function anywhere in the code, it doesn't matter. So as soon as the function is there, the function is called at line number 17. That is where you call the function gets executed, then comes console log. It is like a sequential activity. Please remember, this is called sequential activity, right? This is also called synchronous operation. That means one after the other, it is getting executed. So there is no ambiguity. Line 1 got executed first, line 2 got executed, then function got registered, line 16 console log got executed, then function called, then executed line number 18, then came line number 19. There is no deviation in the execution pattern, because right now it is called sequential event, because all this activity doesn't require a wait time. So that means I don't have to wait for somebody else to finish the job. It is all sequential activity. This is in Node.js. This is called main thread. So please note all this important thing that I'm just spelling it out, like main thread. The word main thread is very important concept underneath Node or any single page concept. So here we are talking about the main thread. The main thread is nothing but executing the lines of code inside the JavaScript too. That means whenever I do the run, that run executes line by line. That line by line is nothing but main thread, right? If I try to do start debugging, if I try just put a debugger here, right? I just do the start debugging. You can see now the pointer is waiting there. The pointer is waiting there because I made a debugger to wait. And you can see the local variable, global variable, you can see all that here. Number undefined, new number, right? Global variables, these are all global in the sense global to the entire JavaScript, I mean, right? So I just, for timing, I just close the global. Local means within the script, within the function, some additional variable. So you can see here line by line, step into, step out, right? Step into, step out, then step over. What is each one? Step over means skip the particular function. Step into is go inside the function. Step out is skip out the function and then execute. Line by line, if you are continue means it continues without a break. Without a break, it will continue. I just see whether I have line by line execution. Step over F10, F5 continue, step over. So next line, that is F10. F10 if I press, oh sorry, yeah, I just, F10, now it has skipped the function before function. So you can see the right left hand side, the local variables are getting assigned. N100, new number is still undefined, num0. Now I have to go, if I want to go inside the function, step into F11. Step into means inside the function it will go. Now it is going inside the function, right? You can see now number 100, number 200, N1 is undefined because N1 is locally defined.
Excuse me, sir, your screen is not visible.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. One second. I think I came out of somewhere, something. Share screen. Sorry, very sorry. I think I pressed a wrong key. Right, it came out to my login page. Okay, is it visible now? Please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Yeah. So I'll again execute. I'll just put a play so that I don't know what time I got disconnected. I've just executed, finished. I'll just go back. I'll start the run here. So I put a breakpoint now. How to put a breakpoint? In just line number 8, I click on outside the line, it will become a breakpoint. So I can put a breakpoint inside the function also. Now run start debugging. Right now it has started with line number 8. It is waiting for my command. F10 is next line. F10 is again next line. Function, you can see now function already got registered. Compilation, during the compilation process, it is already done. Right? Now execute F10. I am going to multiply. If I click F10 again, it will come to the console log, the function will get executed without going to the step by step. It will just directly get executed if I press F10. I'm pressing F10 now. Function got executed. Outside the function, I came out. You can see the numbers are assigned. Number variable is assigned. Variables are assigned. Okay. I'll just put F10, finish it off, finish, over. Code execution over. I re-execute this. Now I want to go inside the function. Start debugging. So finish the code. I go with another run. Start debugging. Right now I go F10, F10, right? F10, 17. Now I want to go inside multiply, execute that function also line by line. Then it is called step into. The step into I need to use. Step into is F11. F11, it goes and inside the function. This is how you debug your code, whether the variables are assigned with the right value, not, etc. You will get that exact information from here. Right now I'm coming out of the function. I'm still now F10, finish, finish, close. Execution complete. This is step-by-step execution. This is feature is available with Visual Code Editor. You can execute line by line as well. Right? This is equivalent to any Eclipse or any editor for that, for reference. So now this is how you call a function. Please remember, I am not doing any, all these are CPU operations. All these are CPU operations. Neither I am accessing any of the hard disk data or external data. I am within the script executing line by line. So it will execute as you decide. There is no change in the coding sequence. Now I'm going to explain one more logic here. Very important from the perspective of JavaScript with Node.js. Node.js is the, since I'm executing with Node.js, Node.js is an asynchronous operator. By default, it works as an asynchronous operator. We'll talk about file system objects, etc. as we go. Okay, now this is what the function is all about. Now yesterday we started with, I just comment this line, control forward slash, that is just after before the shift, right hand side shift. So that if you put, automatically the comment will get enabled. If I want to uncomment it, again block it, control slash, forward slash. So this will take care of that. If you want to align the code, auto alignment, if you want to do, it is, I think, Shift Alt F. It will auto align the code. If you are not left a space, everything he will aligns the code. Shift Alt F. This is with reference to Visual Code Editor. If you want to properly indentation, etc., you want to do it properly. For example, I put it like this. Right? It is, somebody has written like this the code. I want to indent it properly. Shift Alt F. Automatically he will do the indentation. Right? Because it's a functional call, it indented that inside element automatically. Shift Alt F. Okay, Shift Alt F for auto indentation. Comment is block it, use control slash, forward slash. Okay, I just comment it again. Now I'm going to take you to the switch case. So yesterday we have seen let string str equal to, we have seen this. Hello, how are you? I am fine. This is what we have seen yesterday. We broke this into array. Right? We broke this into array. How did we do that? Split string, right? Split of str dot split, right? If it is, I'm just trying to see whether if specified separator return the default, if it is there or not. I think default is comma or space. Let me check this. Let me check now without delimiter. I'm just giving this. I'll just say console log split str. Yes, capital. Okay, execute this. Execute this. So it is now split in the same way. That means it is not a thing. I need to give a space. I want to split it with a space. Done. The delimiter, that is called delimiter. Run without debugging. So hello, separate, how separate, R separate, U separate, I separate, M separate, find separate. Perfect. Now this is an array. This array is what we did yesterday. For loop we did. Let I equal to 0, semicolon, I less than. We don't want to run infinite loop. Less than split string dot length. Length property is available outside. Then yeah, how do you want to increment? I plus 2 also you can give. I plus 2 means 2. He will increment by 2. That means 0, 2, 4, 6 like that. So I plus plus, it is increments by 1. Inside, I just want to now as a switch case. Switch I case. What is this? I expected. Is it no? Like this? I don't think so. Let's see. Case, if it is 1, it is 1. I don't think so. Okay. The console log I is 1. I is 1. Take case 2. I'll try where the mistake is. I'll just find it out. Expected curly braces. I don't think so. Switch case is not requires any of this. And there's something going wrong. Expected curly braces. Oh, okay. There is some mistake on syntax. I'll check that. Of course, Google is there to check break. Right? This is how you write, I know, but somehow something going wrong somewhere. Any help, anybody? Any help? I'll just go to my check anybody is giving any answers to this. Switch case. Switch case. Case then F10 why are we using F10? As I said, it is for moving line by line. Case when case then symbol is used. Switch curly braces colon. I think colon. I think colon. I think colon. Colon here or here? Oh, it is not coming. Somewhere, some mistake I'm doing. Oh, colon is also. I'll just check here. Switch case in JavaScript. Syntax is wrong. Google is always there to give you the syntax. So switch case colon. Yeah. A switch curly braces. Okay. Switch curly braces, expression has to be within bracket, then curly braces, control X, control V, then case Y colon, case 2 colon, case 3 colon. Job is done. Okay, now I want to auto indent, shift alt F. Automatically it will, indentation is taken care of. This, the console log, I is 3. Please note here I am not using I equal to in the case. I am just, break is to make sure it ends the line there. Last is I can give default. Default means it will console log, I just put I is I use this tilde so that I can use the parameter like this. I is I. So default, this is case 3, this is case 2, this is case 1. So I just printed it. This is switch case. So the advantage of switch case and if then else is switch case automatically jump to this wherever the condition is. It will not execute if I equal to 2, it will not execute this line to no. It will directly jump to 2. If I equal to 3, it will directly jump to it. If none is there, it will directly jump to default. That is the advantage. Fraction of what do you call? You will, it will not execute all the lines of code. So that is what it is. So it is executing now. So I is 1, I is 2, I is 3, I is 4, I is 5, I is 6. It is executed from default, executed from case 1, case 2, case 3. I'll just put here 3 case 5, case 5. I'll just put here case 5, case 2, but I is 5. Just put it like this. Save it. Run. Run without. So now you can see that I is 0, I is 1, I is 2, I is 3, I is 4 default. You can see a default here, whereas case 2 is I is 5. So automatically it jumps to that line. So line of execution by switch case is much faster than if then else. If you have too many if then else, then case is the much better option, right? So because it has a validation. In case there is a difficulty when you are dealing with AND operations, OR operations, etc., it is possible, but you have to do it differently. I allow it, I leave it to you to learn on that. You can do an AND operation, but slightly it is not as simple as we think. I leave it to you to learn on that, how to do a multiple condition within a, whereas in if then else it is easy, AND operator. If then else AND operator is AND, double AND, OR operator is this one. This is OR operator, this is AND operator. This is how if then else works with an operator. Right, AND operator double ampersand and OR operator pipe, double pipe. This is the OR operator, this is the AND operator. All other things like greater than, all these are same. Greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, all these are same. Right? This is the operator. In all JavaScript, this is how the operator works. AND operator, OR operator, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to operator. So this is about switch case. The next important thing that we are going to see is this array. We have done the array with so-called, I have just executed the array here. I have executed the array with a for loop. I'll just execute the array in a different mode. That is the ex6 command, most used command. That command is called map command, dot map. array dot map. Array dot map. So how that is used? Let us just take this example, the split array. That split array dot map. It is equivalent to for loop, but it will execute all the content, right? It assigns the value as well. So a return value is, say, for example, array element pipe symbol, sorry, not pipe symbol, greater than symbol with they call this work. There is a specific word here. Anyway, I forgot that. When I remember, I'll come back to that. So element equal to symbol, greater than symbol, both has to be together, followed by console log element. So here I don't need to use for loop or anything. I just put element. You can see the same thing, console log inside map. Okay, execute this. So you can see here inside map, hello, how are you? I am fine. Everything is there. So this is element is automatically split through map. This is a map command. So this map is iteratable, but it is actually an asynchronous operator. This map is an asynchronous operator. What I mean by asynchronous operator means it will be a parallel execution. That element is a parallel execution. It will not wait for one to complete. How do we understand more on that? Tomorrow we'll be touching upon for this function, that is fs command. What I say for fs means file system objects. When I touch upon file system objects, you will understand this better. So at that time, we'll explain more about asynchronous and synchronous. So here the map, inside map element. So this is another way of iterating the thing. Another thing they generally do is I go to the string, right? Let new string equals string of string dot replace. This is another most used command. Replace space. I can give it like this, space with what? With say dollar, so that we don't have that here. And I just put console log new string. Just execute this. So now you can see only one space has got removed, not all space, right? Only one space got. For that, there is another way of doing it is slash global replacement. I'll do one thing. I'll keep that as it is. I'll copy this another line item so that when I give you the script, you know that there is something happened here. Replace. This is regular expression candidate, but this also can be used. Global. Run without debugging. Now you can see wherever there is a space, dollar has got replaced. Dollar is replaced with a dollar. Wherever there is a space, I replaced with a dollar. This is another. This is the regular expression candidate. We'll talk more about that. Mostly used command on JavaScript in most of the programming. This is the most used command. Okay. So this is replace. So any questions as of now, please let me know. Any questions? $I is not working. Its name is called arrow function. Yes, that is the arrow function. Arrow function is the nomenclature used in this equal to symbol and greater than symbol. Dollar slash. See, for dollar slash to work, you should not, I think you should not use this one, quotes. If I use quotes, I don't think it will work. Let me check. Let me check. Yeah, you can see now it is I equal to dollar as it is, because it will not work with quotes. I am using tilde. Tilde is also a string representation, but it will accept this variable. It will treat this as a variable. That is the advantage, nothing else. Okay. Now you can see here, I equal to default is working with that. Okay. Replace function is basically if I want to replace something with something, right? In our case, the string was hello, how are you, right? Hello, how are you? I am fine. This is my string. The space I want to replace with dollar. Just I thought I will replace the space with dollar. Initially, I did that with one single space, right? Without a global parameter. G is for global. So he replaced only the first space. Wherever the first space is available, he replaced with dollar, and he doesn't do anything with the subsequent spaces available. Whereas when I go with this hash forward slash and there is a space between global, then he replaces everywhere the space. Wherever there is a space, he replaces with the dollar. Okay. So this is the global, and this candidate is a regular expression candidate. We'll talk about that later as well. So I can use like this place. This is also considered as a space. I'll just execute again. You can see that the slash backslash backward slash with yes is a space, right? Hello, how are you? I'll do one more thing here. Let string 1 equals I have 100 apples, right? I just say console log str1 dot replace. I want to replace all the number, then it is called slash d. All the number with what? With say hash. All the number with hash. Only number. I don't want to replace space. I don't want to replace I have, etc. I want to replace only with all the number, right? Save as. Regular expression is a very beautiful subject. So you can learn on that. You can see now I have all the numbers. 100 is replaced with hash hash hash. I want to replace other than numbers, slash d, other than numbers, right? You can see other than numbers, he has replaced everything else. So like this, slash word is there, so many things are there. So regular expression is a beautiful thing. So you can learn a lot on that. So slash small d is for only numbers, capital D is for non-numbers, like that. So with this, I'll end today's session. I copy paste this code into our class notes. Okay. So you can use this for your reference. So practice well this replace commands, etc. It is a very, very commonly used thing in most of the logics that we use, because these are all required in our day-to-day things, programming. So try to practice well. Okay. Okay. I take leave. Our practice session will start now. So please support them. Make sure you all go through that with full of interest so that you learn a lot from that. Okay, then I take leave now. Thank you.